Hey base campers, today I'm answering one of the most common questions, or a couple of common questions, which is how fit do I need to be for my upcoming trek, and do I even need to train at all for the trek that I've got coming up? Hey guys, Chase from Base Camp here. Welcome to this little video. I'm answering one of the questions that I've been asked a few times over the last 5 years that I've been training people for trekking, which funnily enough is, why do I have to train for a trek? That is a fair question, and what we're going to cover is these four elements that come into trekking that are far more difficult than simply walking, which hopefully we do every day. So when we get up into the mountains, when we put a backpack on, there's going to be certain elements that will be bringing into the equation which are going to make things a little more difficult than they may seem. And we want to use this graph here as kind of like your energy bar. Think of it like a battery, and your certain level of fitness is up the top here. Now these factors that come in are going to reduce your level of energy, and they're going to really take their toll on what your perceived level of fitness is for a trek. So let's say you get up into the mountains, you've done a little bit of training, you've gone for a few hikes on the weekend, and you've got this level of fitness, for example. That level of fitness is going to be restricted by, firstly, your pack weight. So when we go on a trek, on average, we're going to be carrying 8 to 10 kilos, even if you do have a porter. The porter's going to be carrying the vast majority of it, but by the time you add up the actual weight of the backpack, carrying plenty of water, rain jackets, a little bit of food, that adds up to what is usually about 8 kilograms. Not sure what that is in pounds, you can work it out. So that's going to take off a certain amount of your energy level, so there goes that part. The second thing, which this is only relevant to altitudes above, say, 3,000 meters, places that are very popular for trekking like South America, like around Peru, and then particularly in the Himalayas, is altitude comes into it, which we all know our level of activity and our level of fitness really suffers when we're at altitude because we have a very limited oxygen availability. So when you take altitude into account, all of a sudden you're not that fit, and a day's walking with a backpack on at home at sea level is going to be very different to that altitude. So we've got to factor that in. The next thing that comes into play is illness, which is really, really common, especially in the Himalayas. And even if you're in a mountain environment, if you're not used to it, it's cold, there's going to be people from all over the world with all different types of germs, and you're potentially eating food that you're not used to eating, and then it's very, very likely that you're going to get at least a little bit sick for 1 or 2 days. Worst case scenario, you're sick for the entire time, and that really takes a toll on your fitness and what you're able to do in a day. So if you lose that, then all of a sudden the fitness level's looking pretty low. Finally, we've got the cumulative exhaustion that comes after doing this day after day after day. Most treks are at least 4 days, up to 20, 30 plus days. So you're cumulatively exhausting yourself, and you're not giving, your body hasn't been taught how to recover properly by doing the proper kind of training. Then we have cumulative exhaustion where we're just tired every day. Even when we wake up, we're not recovered from the day before, and then all of a sudden this is our fitness level. So this is why we need to train for a trek appropriately. This is why we need to put the work in, because we want our fitness level to be up here. Oop. My marker's gone, but you get the point. We want our fitness level to be up here so that when we take all this out, we've still got some in reserve. You've got something left in the tank for you to be able to push through, for you to be able to keep going when things get hard, because I guarantee you it will do. It will be hard if you're going up into an altitude that is up around 4,000 and above. No matter what, it's going to be difficult, especially if it's your first time. So take that into account when you think about how fit do I need to be for a trek. To actually answer the question, do I need to train for a trek though, I'm going to need some more information to be able to answer that correctly, because obviously it's different for everybody. So to answer that properly, we have a trekking fitness test, and I'll put a link down below. It's a quick test, takes like 20 minutes. The data comes straight through to us, let us know which trip you're doing, and then I can actually answer that for real, to the best of my knowledge, whether you're going to be ready now or what you're going to have to do to get in a position to really enjoy that trip. That's it from me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit like, because that really helps. And also, if you'd like more of this information, you can jump into our free Facebook group called Training for Trekking. I'll put a link down the bottom below. If you've got any other questions, feel free to post it in the comments or post it up in that page. Remember guys, train hard, climb high, do the work now. You're not going to suffer on the mountain. See you soon.